If you're struggling with low profit sales, this video is for you. I'm gonna be diving into 50 items to sell in the clothing niche that are selling for $50 and more.
Hey, I'm Lee Meyer, and I'm the founder of Listing of Freedom and the Empowered Reseller. And I help clothing resellers make more money without hustling harder. Let's get started.
If you're new here, my name is Lee Meyer. I'm a mom of four, a part-time clothing reseller, and I've made well over $100,000 flipping used clothes on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. Now we're gonna go ahead and dive on into this video and uncover 50 different items that are selling for $50 and above. But before we do that, I wanna take a second to invite you to grab my free brands list. In this list, I give you 150 of the brands that I source and sell on a regular basis that have led me to that $100,000 mark and beyond. You can grab that free list in a link that I'll leave in the description below this video. I also want to take a second to invite you to check out my 6-figure blueprint. This is for you if you're looking for an income stream that is a little bit more passive but has a lot bigger potential without having to source, list, or ship. You'll find the link to grab that 6-figure blueprint down there in the description below this video as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Number one, North Face puffer jackets. These are selling for $50 to $100. Everything that you're going to see here is in that pre-owned condition. Here's one that sold for $80. Here's another one that sold for $335 because this one is vintage. It's also goose down. This one's goose down as well. Anytime you come across goose down, that's likely going to sell for more money. Here's another one that sold for $69. We've got another one that went on 34 bids for $81. And of course, this is what that North Face tag looks like. Number two, Dr. Martens boots or Doc Martens boots. These are pre-owned condition. So $79, $74, $70. It's going to depend, of course, on the condition of the item. It's going to depend on the style. If it's a more rare style, then those are going to sell for a little bit more. Here's a pair here that says rare. That one sold for $250. And then that's what the bottoms are going to look like. Some of them will say made in England. Those tend to be the older styles of this brand. Number three, vintage Levi's jeans in men's. Specifically, men's usually sell for a little bit more than women's. This is also going to be another thing that really depends on the style of the jeans and if it's actual true vintage. If you come across items that are made in the USA, it'll say that on the tag, then those are usually worth a little bit more, $100 or even more than that. There's a pair here that I found interesting. This is selvage. I'll show you exactly what selvage is if you're wondering. But this pair sold for $75. Just wait till you see the condition of this one. I have it pulled up right here for you. But this is one where you're going, okay, if you found this, you probably might pass over this because when you look at it, there's a hole in the crotch. Like, check out that hole. It's not just a pinhole or a small hole. That's a really good size hole there in the crotch. You can see there's paint stains. There's all other kinds of stains. It looks like there's a big chunk taken out of that leg. But this is that selvage edge that I'm talking about. So if you come across this, what selvage means is just the edges of the fabric are finished. And you'll see this in higher quality jeans. You'll see this in vintage Levi's as well. So that's what selvage looks like. A lot of times there is a red line or a red thread that goes along. I'm pointing with my finger that goes along the edge of that finished edge. All right, next is Patagonia Cinchilla T-snap. This is what these look like. These have the little pocket here, and then the snap is about a quarter of the way down on the chest. That is the Cinchilla T-snap. If you come across these, and these are selling for, anywhere from, $25 for, $50 for a little bit more unique design. Some of these are selling for quite a bit more than that. For example, 125 here, 120 here. So definitely do not pass these up if you find them, especially at a decent price. Here's another for $60, another one for $150. And again, it's going to depend on the style of the print, of course. And then that is what that tag looks like, that Patagonia tag. All right, next is Reformation linen mini dresses. And this goes for pretty much any brand that you come across. If it's a nicer material like linen, then those are usually going to sell for a little bit more. Now, I want you to keep in mind that as I'm doing this video, as I'm filming this, this is like the middle of fall here. So it's amazing that these dresses are still selling for this much, but it is a good reminder to, not hang on to items or not source, just based on the season. Source year round, list year round. Don't hang on to stuff. So this is $60. Another one that sold for $59, $62. These are all in pre-owned condition. And this is what that Reformation tag looks like. There are some variations of that, but that is generally what their tag looks like. Next are Fry Engineer boots. And I do have these for both men and women, but you're going to see they're mostly women's that I believe are here in the listings. The Engineer boot, it has a strap around the ankle. So that's just the style of the boot. And these are some of the prices that these are selling for. We've got $53, $75. Here's a pair that sold for $60. Check out the wear on this one around the toes. Here's another pair that sold for $95. And then this is what you're looking for with these is this little symbol here. If you see that, that's for Fry. And it does spell it out on the bottom of the shoe usually. So you'll see there, it says Fry. Next are Acne Studio jeans. Now these are going to sell for, anywhere from some $40 upwards to $300 here. And again, paint splatter. So that was probably why that one sold for $300. There's not going to be a lot of those as I scroll through here. Here's one that sold for $99. Here's another, 3D, it says 3D printed jeans. That one sold for $490. And then this is what that tag looks like on the jeans. So that's what the back of it looks like, a little bit hard to read there because it's basically stamped into there. And then on the inside, you're not going to have like a big tag across the back where you might normally have a tag, but it's going to be in the front behind those pockets. So that's what you're seeing here. And just little, it says Acne Studios. Next is Patagonia down vests or down puffer jackets. And these ones, there's a vest here. This one sold for $85. We got a jacket that sold for $65. Another one for $91, $85. Again, those are all in pre-owned condition. And if you find those with down, with, goose down fill, make sure you're looking for that as well. So Loro Piana cashmere sweaters. So these are selling for $50. We've got one here for $185. That is a men's sweater. Another one for $357. These are going to be a little bit more of a rare find, but I have found these even at places like the Goodwill bins. So, it's always surprising what you find there. And then this is what that tag looks like on these. If you do come across this, I think I got it right there for you. So Loro Piana, made in Italy. It's a good reminder if it says made in Italy and it's a brand that you don't recognize, go ahead and look that up as well. As chances are it may be, a high quality brand. I threw this up here just as a reminder. This is a, Charter Club. It's a department store brand, but if you do find department store brands, other, brands that you might not normally otherwise source, if you do find cashmere, it could be a good, flip for you. For example, this one sold for $30. We've got another one here that sold for $33, $25. We've got, another $30. So it could be a good flip. Here's one that sold for $37, $35. Even if you do come across, not a luxury brand, just kind of a standard household, like everyday name type of brand, that could be a good flip. Real quick, if you're enjoying this video and you would love to be able to maximize your profits and never pass by valuable items again, you're going to want to check out my complete guide of big money brands. In these guides, I give you 750 brands complete with done-for-you research of average sale price, sell-through rate. I even give you all of the tag photos so you know exactly what to look for, as well as, of course, pro tips. I'm continually updating these so you have the latest information available to you at your fingertips. And I'll leave a product card right here so you can grab that resource. And next, I've got Diane von Furstenberg dresses. So these, you're going to notice that the prices are a little bit kind of all over the place as far as how much these are going for. So it's really going to depend on the style. So for example, this one, that one sold for $125, but you're going to see, here's some $15, $17 ones here. Here's another one that sold for $48, another $67, another $50. But it is going to depend on the style, and it's also going to depend on, things like if it's silk. So this one, for example, this one is silk, and then this is what that tag looks like if you come across that. It's a little white tag, Diane von Furstenberg. Next is barber waxed cotton jackets. These do come in men's as well as women's, and these can sell for quite a bit, close to that $100 mark. So $80 to $100. Here's one for $79, $90, another $80. We've got 156, 195. And it's going to depend too on the size as well. So we got 99, we got another, $300 one that went there. And then this is what that tag looks like on the inside when you're looking for this brand. All right, Red Wing Iron Ranger boots. So these are what these look like: $270, $210, $180. If you come across these, do not sleep on these. $235, $189. But this is what these, look like in this style. And Red Wing in overall is just a pretty good brand all around. And then that's what that tag looks like on the inside. It's got that red wing, and then, says the name of the brand. All right, next is Rag and Bone jeans. Now, hang on for a second because this is specifically for Miramar jeans. If you do not know what this is, it's basically kind of like a comfortable material. And so I actually went to their website to look it up, see what they say about this. It says it's not denim, it only looks like it. And it says printed to look like denim, soft on the inside, printed on outside to look like your favorite jeans. So it is that material. It's kind of what you might think of as like a sweatpant type of material, but they're made to look like jeans. And you're going to see there's all different styles that these are selling for. Just regular Rag and Bone jeans are not selling for that much. But if you do come across this Miramar type fabric, these are selling for, that $50 to $100 range. You're going to see them in wide leg. You're going to see them in, a tapered jogger leg, all different styles that these do come in, but they are, $100, $75, another one for $100. That is what these are selling for. I'm not sure. People must really love just being comfortable, right? $89, $60. Who doesn't? And then this is what that Rag and Bone tag looks like if you come across these, and you can kind of see from this, it has that soft kind of terry knit sweatshirt or sweatpant, whatever you want to call it, material on the inside, but they're made to look like jeans on the outside. This one is like super destroyed. It's still sold for quite a bit. All right, next are Supreme hoodies. Now, caution here that Supreme is a very well counterfeited brand, or often counterfeited, I should say. If you come across any items that are like low quality, not made very well, chances are it's not an authentic Supreme. So these are some of, what these are selling for. Unique designs like this one with that flag, $300. Just a basic black hoodie. That one sold for $135. We got another one for $100. Again, these are all in pre-owned condition. We've got like a tie-dye or some kind of design here, $149. So if you come across these, just make sure that it's authentic, make sure that it's quality, well made, and that it's actual, true Supreme and not just a knockoff. Next, I actually have a tag for you before I go to the next item. That's what that tag looks like, if you can see that. All right, next I've got Free People maxi dresses. So again, you're going to see a variety of prices that these are selling for. So for example, this one sold for $56, a shorter little dress, or maybe that's even a top, sold for $31. We've got another one here that sold for $65, $69. $100, that's awesome. $185. So it's going to depend on the style, how recent of a style that is, how trending that is. And then I think I've got a tag picture for you here. I do find that a lot of people pass these by, like even professional resellers. it's easy to miss. It's a very, very small tag, I don't know, maybe an inch long. The little metal, there's a little metal piece at the top. And then kind of the tail is this long, skinny ribbon that has the size down at the bottom. So don't pass those by. Canada Goose Parka. So this is a brand and they specialize in outerwear. So for example, jackets, ski jackets, parkas that I pulled up here for this, specifically these are jackets. They usually have that fur around the top for, cold weather. These are cold weather coats. And then these are the price. So $170, $200, $260. That one's just a vest, right? And so if you come across this, this is what that tag looks like. It has that cute little goose. I don't know what he's doing, but that's what that looks like. And of course, the Canadian flag. It is a Canadian brand. And let's see. Next, I've got Johnny Was kimonos. So if you come across these can sell for, close to $200 depending on the condition. There's all different styles that you're going to see here in the search results. I didn't filter this down at all. So you're going to see short little kimonos, for example, this one that sold for $60. The longer ones do tend to sell for a little bit more, that $150 to $200 range. So we've got one here that went for $125, another one here for $175. They do also make these in silk. And so when you come across silk, here's a good example. So this is a floor length one. That one sold for $200 in used condition. And that is silk. So, silk will sell for more. And then I've got a couple examples for the tags. This brand does an enormous amount of tags. I don't think I've even seen all the different types of tags that are out there. This one, for example, you're going to be able to recognize a lot of these, not all of them, but a lot of them have that embroidered tag. This one has some kind of bird on it. I'm not going to attempt to tell you what kind of bird that is because I don't know. Maybe a crane. And then that's what kind of their more basic tag looks like. So again, they do have a huge variety when it comes to tags. Next up, Lululemon leggings. Now you want to be really careful here because some of the leggings sell for not very much. Some of them sell for quite a bit more. And it's going to depend on the style as well as the size. So you want to educate yourself on how that Lululemon styles work, how you can tell if something's a newer style, a more recently made item. I'm actually going to be doing a video on that. So if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe and I will be having that headed your way soon. And if you're liking this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this where you're learning items to be able to flip for big profits for your reselling business. Give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you would love to be able to see more BOLO content. So as far as Lululemon leggings, again, it's going to just depend on the style. Men's items do sell for a little bit more. So for example, we've got a pair here that went for $50 in used condition. Here we've got Lululemon scuba wide leg. Those look like women's, and it does say they're altered. So that's another good reminder. If you come across things that are altered, you don't just pass them up because they're altered. That one sold for $50. There's always going to be people who are looking for shorter lengths or whatever that alteration is. Here's another pair. That one sold for $47. That's a Wonder Under. That's another kind of more popular style, a style that sells for a little bit more towards the higher end. And then the Align High Rise. So this is another style that's selling, for that $50+ mark. And for those of you who have not, delved too much into Lululemon, you can go to Lulu Fanatics. And again, go ahead and subscribe to the channel because I'll be showing you how to do that, how to do the research and find out exactly, which style it is that you're looking at. And then that's what that looks like. Oftentimes the tags on the inside are ripped out. They're rip tags is what they're called. But you'll see this on the outside for their logo. All right, next I've got Ryan Spooner men's Christmas shirts. Now this is a good brand overall, but I do find that their Christmas shirts sell for a little bit more. So for example, we've got one here that sold for $50. We got another $50 one. Here's one that sold for $229. It says 12 days of Hawaiian Christmas. And so that's a little bit more rare style. I've actually not seen that style before. So that one sold, $229. This one sold for $87 with surfing. So these are all Hawaiian shirts is what these are. Here's another one with surfboards on it. That one sold for almost $130. Another one for $55, another one for $99. And then they do have a few different variations on their tags, but the ones that are specifically for Christmas usually say Hawaiian or Merry Christmas in Hawaiian, Mele Kalikimaka. I think I screw that up every time I say it, from Ryan Spooner. So that's what those tags look like. Next is Alice and Olivia dresses. This is a good overall around brand, but the dresses specifically, are selling for that $5,200 range that we're talking about for this video. Here's one, for example, that sold for $109. Another one that sold for $60, $65. We've got, what else do we have? $250. Another one for $50, $65. And then this is what that Alice and Olivia tag looks like right here. Next is Jinko vintage jeans. Now they do make men's and women's. Both do sell for, that 50 plus dollar range. There's going to be some that you're going to see here that sold for, $200. That's not going to be the case for every single one of their pants. Here's another one that sold for $200, $120, $135, $120. Some of them, do sell for a little bit less. For example, this pair here that sold for $60. The more unique the design, like this one that's got the skull crossbones on the back. These are all usually all embroidered. Those are going to sell for a little bit more. Here's another example of one where it's embroidered. That one sold for $178 after 15 bids. $500. Jinko jeans taxi, original made in USA. So it looks like it's got that stripe down the side. $500. Here's another one that sold for $380. And then this is what that tag looks like. The tags do vary because this brand has been around for a long time. That's kind of what their font looks like. So it's kind of a graffiti. It does say Jinko there if you can make that out, but it is kind of a graffiti style. Definitely, 90s grunge style. Next, Cotopaxi vest. So again, this is an outdoor brand, another outdoor brand that makes a lot of down items. And so if you come across these are what they look like. They have a lot of the color blocking that you're going to see. So this one sold for 100, 115, 70, 90. And these are going to be down filled. And that is what the tag looks like on the inside if you come across that. Next is Loungefly backpacks. Now, this is what I consider a clothing related brand, but I had to throw this one in here because I love these, and these can sell for quite a bit of money depending on the style. This brand does collaborations with Disney, Pixar, Harry Potter, Star Wars, and all of these are going to be, based around some kind of theme like that. For example, this is, Harry Potter Loungefly. This one sold for $75. We got Kermit the Frog. That one sold for $150. What else do we have here? NFL. So they'll do collaborations with NFL teams as well. So we got a Packers one here. That one sold for $75. We have another Disney Parks Mickey Mouse with the Mickey ears. That one sold for $100. What else we got? Another Mickey pumpkin sold for $56. But you can just go through here and see, some of these that are selling for quite a bit of money. So for example, this one here, that one sold for $175. We got another Harry Potter. That one sold for $160. We got Lilo and Stitch. That one sold for $180. Cruella de Vil. Love that one, $45. And then the tags on these, they're going to have like a little metal tag on the outside. So down here at the corner, they're usually in the corner. They're going to have a tag like this where it's metal, and then it'll say Loungefly, but then it's also going to say the brand that they're collaborating with. So for example, this was with Disney Parks. So it says, Disney Parks. If it's Star Wars, it's going to say Star Wars and Loungefly. Next is Justin Boots. So this company does make more Western style, kind of cowboy style boots, but these can sell for quite a bit. So it's $80. Some of them are going to be selling, $200, so $199, $100. Here's a pair of, shoes here. These look pretty well worn out to me. Those sold for $49. Got another pair here for $115, $60. I actually think I may already have this one open. I don't. Okay, just wanted to take a closer look at that one. And then this is what this looks like when you're looking at these. You're going to see this on the inside. So Justin, I don't know if you can make that out, but it is in kind of a script cursive writing. That's what you're looking for on these. Next, I've got Rock Revival men's jeans. So specifically, the men's jeans do sell for more than the women's. The women's, I believe, are under that $50 mark, but the men's jeans are, $50 or higher. So for example, 70, got a pair there for 39. We got another pair for 65, 73. So keep your eye out for those. And then this is, I believe I have a tag pulled up here for you so you can see what those look like. They'll have that on the back, and then a lot of the jeans have that thick stitch on them. That's what they kind of look like on the inside. They're embroidered, on the back, say Rock Revival. Number 26, Lululemon down jackets. Now, specifically down with these are going to sell for more. So you're seeing $85, $80, $55 or $49, $89. We've got one here for $102. A little bit over $100. So those going to be another item to look for with that brand of Lululemon. Next is Tadashi Shoji. I think is how you say it. It's a mouthful. This is a nicer quality women's brand, and look for their dresses because the dresses do sell for that $50 plus range. Evening gown style dresses that are a little bit, fancier, those are going to sell for a little bit more, over that $100 mark, like the one that you're seeing right there. And then this is what that tag looks like from this brand. Next is Piccolinos. I hope I'm saying this one right. This is a really high quality shoe brand, and these are going to sell for, again, in that $50 to $100 range. Some of them maybe a little bit less depending on the style, as well as, of course, the condition. And those bigger ticket items are, of course, going to be the boots like these for $60. And here's a pair here that sold for $99. That looks like in pre-owned, maybe, almost like new condition since the box is there. You never know. And then I'll show you what those look like on the shoe. So there's going to be something on the outside usually. And then you can see this a little bit better on the bottom here. They're flying geese is what those are. And you'll see that there on the tag as well, where it says, or on the brand label, it says Piccolinos and then a goose. Next are Carhartt jackets. I could not put together this list without, putting these on here because this is one of my favorite things to pick up for over that $50 mark. And these do not have to be in good condition. So, these are selling for $50 to $100 plus depending on the style. For example, this one here sold for $375. Definitely a unique style there. But don't overlook jackets that have a lot of stains, holes, paint. This one, for example, that one sold for $50. That looks like it's in pretty, well-worn condition. There's going to be jackets you'll see that do sell close to that $100 range that are in thrashed is the key word that you're going to want to use. Basically destroyed, like more than destroyed. And so if you haven't seen the Carhartt tag, this is what this looks like. This is a blanket lined one, and these blanket lined ones do sell for a little bit more. That's what that lining looks like inside of that blanket lined one. Next are Birkenstocks, and specifically men's. The men's shoes average right around $50 for the average sale price across the brand. Women's are a little bit less than that, I believe around $40. And so with Birkenstocks, you're going to see a wide range of prices, of course, depending on the condition. Even, shoes that are well worn are probably going to sell for, $30, like the ones you're seeing here. Boots, we've got some boots here that sold for $150. Some sandals down here, $45-ish. What else do we have? Some more sandals for 50, more sandals 56. And these can really go either way. So you can actually list them as men's or women's, but when you do the research, the men's shoes actually sell for about $10 on average more. And then this is what that looks like on the inside with that little foot here. And then the outside, if you have not seen that, that's pretty recognizable for these. Do note that there are knockoffs of these. So just make sure that the quality is really good, like they're actually, real Birkenstocks. Next up is a brand called Naked and Famous. Yes, that is what it's called. And these are some of the prices that these are selling for. So they mostly do jeans, but there are shirts here. So you see these sold for a pretty good amount for, a shirt. These jeans, those sold for $65. And we've got a pair here that sold for $139. This is a Japanese brand. Another pair here that sold for $50, another pair for $90. And these are another one where you're going to see that selvage edge, that finished edge. So that's a keyword to put in your title if you do come across these. And then the inside of these, that's what that looks like, the little tag here. And then on the back of the jeans there. All right, next is Masani. And this is a brand that makes some pretty high quality items, high value items, I should say, and they have a high resale value. So I just pulled up everything for this brand because this brand across the brand does have a average sale price of over $50. So you're going to see like that scarf that sold for $39. It's just a basic scarf. We've got a jacket here that probably went for over $100. We can look up. I'm going to leave up here a link for a video I did where you can actually figure out how much best offer was accepted. That's why that line is through there. So I'll leave that link for that video up here for you. We've got a swimsuit. That one sold for $123. A pair of pants here. That one sold for $89. And then this is what that label looks like there. There's this orange kind of abstract M, and then it says Masani and made in Italy over to the side. Next is a brand that is called Self Portrait, and specifically with their dresses. These are selling for over that $50 mark, well over that $50 mark in a lot of these cases. So for example, 175, 162. We've got one here, a knit dress for 110, another one for 150, $76. And this is what the tag looks like right there. So pretty basic looking black and white tag. Next are Filson Mackinaws. This is another favorite of mine, favorite brand, all around brand, but specifically their Mackinaws. So this is just the style of jacket or style of coat. And this has been made for a very long time. So you'll find items that are vintage in this style of Mackinaw, but they still do make this style. So these are some of the prices that these go for. New, they retail for quite a bit more. So that's why they're selling for $300. For example, this one that sold for $300, we've got another one here. This looks like a newer style of that. And I've got some examples for you of what the vintage tag looks like, as well as what that more current tag looks like. Another one here for $447, $500. The older they are, the more money that they will sell for. And then this is what that vintage tag looks like. Unfortunately, this one does have a name written across it, which is totally fine for as far as the value goes when you're selling these. Doesn't make so great of a picture for you, but you get the idea of what that vintage tag looks like. They have changed a little bit over the years, but this is what that newer tag looks like there. There we go. And then we have Danner boots. So these are a workwear brand, and these are selling for, over like this one's $60, $100. And these are all in used condition. We've got a pair here, $107, $80. And then what you're looking for with these, basically everything from this brand is going to sell for that higher price range. But anything that you find that's waterproof, it's going to usually have a tag there, so you can kind of make that out there. If it's waterproof, if it has a Vibram sole, any sort of special thing like that, that's going to, push the value up as well. And then that is what their logo looks like. It's Danner in script. Next are mother jeans. And there are a variety of styles that are all, selling for over that $50 mark. There's, flare leg. We've got some ankle jeans. They look straight or tapered. But, basically all of their styles are selling for, a fair amount. And then here's, wide leg jeans. Those ones sold for $125. We've got another pair here that sold for $89. And on actually have that pair right here. You'll recognize this probably most easily on the back of the pockets. There's this M stitching for mother across the back of the pockets. And then what the tag looks like on the inside is like, excuse me, like this one, where it's on the pocket, the inside pocket. And then they'll always put the style name, which is very, very helpful when you're a reseller. Next are Ralph Lauren knit sweaters. And specifically, I'm going to show you sweaters that have a flag design, as well as sweaters that have a bear. So both of these are very popular. And these do kind of pull up together. For example, this one here has a bear that has a flag on the sweater. But these, these are selling for $125, $150. We got one here for $78. And we've got $119. These are woven in, like knit into the design. They're not just, screen printed or anything. But these are with these. Here's another one for $72. This is a very unusual style that this one sold for $300 because it has the flag, but then also that kind of Aztec Native American knit to that $300 for that. And then this bear one. These are knitted into the pattern, $75, $209. I want to point out this $75 one right here. This is actually a boys. So not adults. If you're interested in other kids clothing, I do have a video. I will leave a link for it up here of the best kids brands to be on the lookout for. So look up there for that video if that interests you. We've got one here for $117, $286. Looks like it's a special one. It looks like he's holding a drink. It says New Year's. So that's that. And then the tags on these are not really any different than what you're probably used to seeing. So Polo by Ralph Lauren, and then this is that kid's one, Polo Ralph Lauren. It really is the style for those that you're looking for, or that, that knit pattern. Next is a brand that's called Singasep, and I did include the whole brand, all items in this brand, because it does average over $50 across all of their items. And this is a foreign brand. It's actually 5A7, something like that. I'm going to show you on the tag, actually. It's easier to see that. And that's what that tag looks like. But it basically means those evening hours after work when, the sunlight's just going down. It's that in-between time before nighttime hits. It's like a magical time of the day is kind of what their brand is going for. And these are, $149, $150. We've got, it looks like a blazer jacket here. This is just the jacket. This isn't the set. That one sold for $145. Another blazer, $135. So it's kind of a little bit of a career look to this brand. There are going to be, some lower price items in here. Here's a pair of pants for $60, but on average, this brand, averages over $50 average sale price for their items. Next is LL Bean Warden jacket. Now these are like a parka style jacket. And a lot of these are more vintage. For example, this one right here, this one right here, this one sold for $160. We've got, one that sold for $66, $450. Again, another vintage one. And then next, I've got LL Bean chore coats. So these, I call them chore coats. They could be also called a barn jacket. That's another keyword that you'll see in here. Field. So field, barn, chore, those are all really good keywords to be using for these items. And I did pull up all of their chore coats. So they do make this style of coat for both men and women. For example, this one here is a women's jacket. That one sold for $50. Side note, if you do come across a 2XL, 3XL, those bigger sizes in women's, those do really well. So here's another, here's a 1X, so a plus size. This one sold probably for $50 to $60 after that best offer was taken. Again, another women's. This is a men's here that sold for $70. Here's a longer length one that sold for $80. So be on the lookout for those. And then this is what one of those tags looks like. This is not a common style for that with that script writing. They more often look something like this. I'm going to see if I can get that zoomed in a little bit better for you. But that's what that LL Bean tag looks like. Next, I've got diesel shoes. So these are, they do make a wide variety of different styles of shoes. So there's going to be ones that look more athletic. There's going to be shoes that are a little bit more dressy, but these are selling for, like this pair right here, $105. They did use a keyword, dad sneakers. I also see skipper. I'm not sure if that's a keyword or if that's the style, something I might need to look up later. Here's another pair. These are, they use vintagey lounge. Those sold for $80. These are, some other common styles for these. This one sold for $46. Another pair there for $46. But be on the lookout for those. And then this is what that tag looks like. And this is on the inside of the shoe, in the tongue. And then that's what the bottom insole looks like. Next are Eileen Fisher linen dresses. Specifically, their linen items do sell for more, as you might guess, with those higher quality materials. This one, for example, sold for $90. We've got another one here that sold for $65, another one for $60, $55. And then I believe I have a tag here for you. And there's that tag there. That's what those tags look like. They're pretty easy to pass over. And I do find these left behind a lot in the bins just because they're not like super, they don't stand out, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Next is Erin Craft sweaters. These are super, super bulky, super thick. Chunky might be a good word for these. But these are selling for, this one probably went for $60 to $70. We got another one here where a best offer was accepted. We need to actually go and look that up. But a lot of these are selling for, $50, $55 plus dollars. We got one here for $60. It is going to depend on the style, the condition. I would recommend some of these lower prices that you're seeing. I would recommend pricing higher and then holding out for the right buyer to come along. So here's a men's one. That one sold for $60. So the men's items are a little bit less common, so they will sell for a little bit more. And then this is what that Erin Crafts tag looks like. If you haven't seen that before, it does say Ireland. It says Erin Crafts in kind of a Celtic font, I think is the word I'm looking for. And then it says 100% pure new wool. And ironically, that says, made in Ireland. Okay. I thought it said England for a second, but that did not make sense. All right. Aviation Nation. So this is an kind of athleisure brand, and they do make a variety of items. So I did pull up all of their item types here because this brand does average across all items higher than $50 or $50 and over. This jacket sold for $45. Looks like a hoodie, some sweatpants for $68. We got another jacket down here that went for $135. I'd be interested to know how much that one. So best offer was accepted. It was listed at $300. Another pair of sweatpants there for $60. And this is that's the tag on the inside. So quick reminder here that what you find when you're outsourcing will vary even in the same store. So for example, I overheard somebody said, I find these all the time. I'm like, I never have, same exact place. They happen to find them all the time. I haven't. So it is what it is. And the people who show up to source are the people who find things. So I'll just put that out there. Next is Montclair jackets, specifically their down jackets. These are going to be selling for over that $100 mark. In some cases, well over $100. For example, this one here that sold for $350. We got another one for $390, another one for $550. So these are gold. These are money. If you find these, don't sleep on them. And then that is what that tag looks like there. And next I have Stetson hats. So again, another accessory more than clothes you wear, I guess. But these are worth picking up. This one sold for $128. We've got $50. We've got $125, $185. Actually, that looks like it came up. I'm not sure if that's a Stetson there. So I did not go down as far as a brand. Here's another $129 there, $92 there. So this is probably the most popular cowboy hat brand. I was going to say hat brand, but probably for sure cowboy hats. This is what that inside tag looks like, what you're going to see. And they all do look a little bit different, but that at least gives you an idea of what it is that you're looking for. Next are Mousy jeans. And this is another brand where they're averaging over $50 across all of the different styles. You're going to see, more kind of skinny jeans there that are, they're still selling for $88, $54. We got a pair here, $76, $49, $80. And then if you have not seen this tag before, that is what the tag looks like on those. All right, next I have Arc'teryx. This is an outdoor brand. If you have not seen this one before, and I put in, just the brand, this is across the brand, averages over that $50 mark. So we've got a jacket here. That one sold for $250 after 12 bids. It is Gore-Tex, so that's another thing to note here. Gore-Tex is money. If you see that Gore-Tex label on any item, grab that. We got some pants here. Those sold for $120, jacket for $150. And then this is what that tag looks like. If you have not seen that, you're going to see this. I don't even know what it is. I should look that up. But this kind of skeleton on the outside, it's going to be embroidered on most of their items. This one, for example, is on the chest. And then on the inside, you're going to see a tag, something like that. And then next I've got St. John, and this is a really good all-around brand, but the items that are specifically selling for more money are their suits. So St. John suits, and with these, there's going to be vintage items. These are going to sell for, quite a bit, as well as their more, current styles. So these are some of the prices that these are selling for, just that jacket here, $150. This set, that one sold for $369. We got a, this one actually looks like a dress, jacket and dress. That one sold for $429. Here's another skirt suit set. That one sold for $429. And this is what the tag looks like, St. John. This one happens to say evening. They do have several different lines, but so just be aware of that. But they will say St. John in all capital letters like that. And then Outlier, last but not least, this is another outdoor brand, and they do specialize in merino wool clothing. So with this brand, this does average over $50 and higher for all of their items. So they're going to have pants, they're going to have shirts, they're going to have, button-up shirts, pants that are more, jeans. And this is across all of their items that they do average over $50. So we've got a pair of pants here that sold for $60, another for $80, a shirt for $50. And these are just kind of basic shirts. This one is a button-up shirt. Basic shirt, I meant kind of like a t-shirt is what those are, but they are merino wool. And so that's one of the reasons why those are selling for, the price range that they do. And this is what the tag looks like. If you have not seen this tag before, this has that swan, and then it'll say made in. There are multiple countries that you will see. So I'm assuming this is for New York City, but you're going to see multiple different countries here. I've ran across a number of different countries, so don't be thrown off by, what country it says. What you're really looking for is that O with what I assume is a swan. I guess it could be a goose. The O with the swan in the middle. And this is this Outlier brand. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're looking for more items to source and sell for your reselling business, then you're going to want to check out my BOLO playlist. I'll leave a link up here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.